what I've learned so far about Traiex is I kind of had a feeling it was going to be like this, was basically a new platform that is like this. This is the best. This is how I explained it to my team, is like, okay, if we go over here to investments, and this is a perfect example, guys, because this is exactly what it feels like. And a lot of people don't understand this. They're like, oh, Traiex is just, they, because of SWCT liquidity and stuff, they built a new website because they don't want to deal with the questions of it and stuff like that. That's not the truth, because, they didn't make a whole new support system for Traiex, right? The support system's through S-Script still. So I don't know why people would even think that, right? Like, that makes no sense at all. Like, if you want support, you're going in the investors chat group. That's S-Group, right? So it doesn't make sense, guys. I see people saying that out there, and I'm like, you guys, you're not even thinking straight. Like, this is crazy. So this is how I see things, okay? Is that, think of it like this, okay? So the first investment that S-Group had, like 6-7 years ago almost now, was S4X, okay? S4X right there, okay? So think of it like this. What's the first iPhone? Okay, so there's the first iPhone, okay? Like, okay, here's not even the latest iPhone. I think I have iPhone 14 or something. It's in my thing here. That's a big picture of my son's. My son did that last night on our way home from soccer. He put a picture of himself there. There's a total big difference there when you're using it. My phone's probably way faster. My phone's like 4 years old because I always just get my wife's old phone. She has the newest one. So I guess mine's like the last generation iPhone or whatever that is. I think it's a 14 or 15 or something like that. She's got the brand new one. So this is what it's like here, guys, is this here, S4X, is basically like, I think they're called first generation iPhone. And then the next thing would have been, I think the next thing they rolled out was liquidity mining. So this would be like generation 2 of the iPhone, and then SIPO, which that's the only investment that I feel in here that it made profit but didn't perform as well as everything else basically. I did it. I had $500 in there, and it made me $95 or $92 profit within a year. Everything else has made over 100% or around 100%. So that could be like the second generation iPhone. And then I think the next thing they did was S Pharmaceutical, I believe. They had a bunch of like little kind of IPO like tokens and stuff. Like, remember SNT. Little things like that, a whole bunch of little things like that. But we won't even count those as like, the third generation or the fourth generation iPhone, for example, guys. We'll just use these investments that we can see here. So like, we're already at, say, the third or fourth generation of iPhone if you're comparing these to S-Group products, okay? And then you come along here, you have the next thing, I think, was the Optimal One pool, okay? And then we had the S4X Pro pool. You guys get where I'm going here, right? Things evolve, things become better. If you're to look at S4X and then you're to look at, say, Prime Pro, the earnings in Prime Pro are like 4x of what S4X is. And they used to be even better than that before the inauguration and before the trading holiday came along. And I think what happened was they basically, this is what the company said, is they set everything to low risk. Okay, so if you understand all that and you understand that products evolve into something better all the time, like if you're involved with a successful company, that's what happens. Products evolve into something better, right? Okay, so we can look at this and then just apply the same thing. Like S4X Prime came along, and that was their, what do they call it? Oh, anti-crisis measure. Okay, so anti-crisis measure is S4X Prime. Okay, that's the anti-crisis measure there. Okay, and this is when they introduced everything here. SGCT was the new token because all this was under audit, and SWCT, everything's linked to it that was involved with S-Group at the time, like STD, SWP. Basically, every single investment was in SWCT, right? All in the same account. The funds that were in S-Wallet, everything was involved in that, right? And the company hasn't really talked about that much, what's involved in that SWCT. But if you read this, you can understand everything, right? Which most people, they didn't bother reading this, guys. They just would go out there and look at scam blogs and then be like, oh, blah, 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 type thing like that. Not really even think about things and how everything works, right? Okay, so back to this anyways here, okay? So you understand that things have to get better for a company to progress and move forward. I'm just saying that it's like the evolution, okay? That like basically what Traiex is, this is how I see it, is that every single complaint that they've heard or that leaders have taken to them has been answered through Traiex, guys. Every single thing that I've had someone come to me and say, why did they do this? Or Drew, can you explain this? Or Drew, how do you do this? And if I say, you can't do that, or, it's very hard to understand how to do that, guys, over here, it's done or it's easy to understand. Okay. So there's so many things. Okay. There's tons of stuff. I've done 2 posts so far. Here, I'll open up our Facebook group, and I've done 2 posts here so far about it. So there's this one right here. Okay. And in a way, there's one post that is straight up like, hey, this is why Traiex is better than S Group. And this is, like what I'm talking about in this video here, like the evolution of it, basically. Traiex is like, it's like S Group 2.0. That's kind of what I'm calling it, guys. And the main thing is yeah, they could have had Traiex in here in another tab. Like you could click here and it could be Traiex, right? But that I think, because that was a complaint of mine, and I've heard many other leaders say like a confused mind doesn't buy. Like, what is going on here? There's just so much stuff going on this website. This over here, guys, it's its own thing. It's its own platform. Of course, it's on an exchange that they created. It's not in here, which is really, really good. That's the biggest thing for me, is it's its own thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go over. I'll find the post. I think this is it here. Okay, so if you're still, I got to promote S Group Prime, what you're actually doing, and sure, that's fine, you can do it, but what you're doing is you're doing this. You're selling this when everyone else wants this. Okay, you understand that? You're selling something that, of course, people want and they need, but it's not the latest version. Okay, so I don't know if the company is going to agree with that, but that's how I see it, guys. Like using Traiex, I can see that, like I'm going to go through this post here pretty soon. Every single complaint that people have had about any of these investments in here, mostly S4X and the Forex directions, is resolved through Traiex. Every single one, guys. So that's personally why I'm kind of putting out this message that I don't think you should focus on this anymore. Right? If you want to go and build your Prime investment and build your Prime Pro and stuff, that's fine. But from a marketing promotional point of view, guys, I think you got to focus on this. It just feels like this is like an iPhone 1 and this is the newest iPhone, right? Because this has issues, or not even issues. They're just things that, for instance, okay, this was a monthly withdrawal, this one. Once a month, every 30 days, your balance would move to your available balance up here. Okay? People complained about that. What did they do with Prime? They made it weekly. So every 7 days, your balance would move up here, or you could reinvest it to compound faster, all that kind of stuff. What is this one? This one is instant. You can do whatever you want in here. I can go and I can click on withdrawal, and I have the available balance right there to withdraw. Okay, look at this. It's not always going to be the same. Like if you have funds and trades and stuff, it's not always going to be the same amount there, because this one right here, it'll show if it's in drawdown, it'll actually show the drawdown, right? But right now you can see, like I've got $4,132.85. I could pull 100% of that out right now, right? And even to think about this, that would be like you coming here and withdrawing this full amount without any penalties, without paying a 30% withdrawal fee, without waiting 90 days. We're not even talking about this balance up here. We're talking about anytime you want to pull anything out of it. Like say, for instance, you could come in here, and so far today, I think I've made like $25 or something like that, maybe in here. I could pull out my earnings every 24 hours if I wanted to. or I could pull it out 3 times a day if I want to. I could do 3 withdrawals of my earnings per day. If, say, I had $200,000 in here and it was making me, I don't know how much that would make you. That'd make you thousands of dollars per day. But say I wanted to do 6 withdrawals of $500 or something per day, like I could do that in here, okay? It's freaking crazy, okay? So there's so many things here that are better, okay? So no withdrawal fees, meaning that, you know, I shouldn't exactly say no withdrawal fees, but it doesn't cost you anything to hit withdrawal and then withdrawal, you know, I think the minimum's 10. So say I put in $100 here and then to click withdraw. I don't want to exactly do that, but say that's what I wanted to do, right? It's not going to cost me 30% or 20%, or it's not going to cost me a fee, okay? It'll move it to my spot balance, which is in Traiex. So I'd have to go back to main page there and then log into it, but it'd move it to my spot balance. Actually, you could see here, there's my spot balance. I've got $71 in it, okay, which I'm going to put into my account later today. I'm just waiting because I have more money coming over here, and I'll put it in all together, which should be like about $200 that I deposit today into here, right? The only fee you're paying is the normal like fee to withdraw USDT, which is $1 basically. It's really, really simple that way to think about it, okay? So you could say like no withdrawal fees, no hold on funds, okay? So for instance here, right? Any of these investments here, you're locked in, the Forex directions, you're locked in for like 90 days. And then after 90 days, which is not a bad thing, that's normal to be locked in for 90 days. Most online investment opportunities, guys, they're like a Ponzi scheme type thing. You don't actually get your deposit back. You put your deposit in there and you don't get it back. You just get earnings. And then things mature and then you stop earning. But you know, you hope you make more than you put into it. That's how most things work, and they end up being Ponzi schemes. With S Group, it's different. Your deposit is locked in for 90 days. This is in the Forex directions. And then after that, like for instance, we'll take this here, for example. We'll just go down to this one. You can see after 90 days, I've got a 30% commission to withdraw. This is the actual deposit balance, not the earnings, right? And then you got 20%, 10%, and then forever it's 5%. And then on top of that, there's a 5% yearly maintenance fee, okay? With this, there is none of that. I could go and withdraw my balance 100% whenever I want. I could just hit withdrawal and withdraw everything, okay? Everything that's available here. So sometimes, as I said before, you'll notice that this balance will be a little less because funds are in trades, right? You'd have to wait for the trade to be closed, which I've noticed that normally it's opening and close. Here, I'll show you a screenshot of some trades. I haven't upgraded my subscription yet, so I can't see this yet, but we have been posting things. Where is it? We have been posting things here. So Stefan posted this, okay? So there's some trades, a sell trade, buy trade. Look, he's got 49 pages of trades, okay? And he started this like I think 4 days ago or something like that. So the thing's it trades 24 hours a day, guys. Like, I just want people to know about this because it's freaking amazing, and you guys can tell what I think about this, right? Like it is, when I was doing S Group, I was the same thing. I was like, this is amazing. It's making profit for people. This is so great and stuff. This is, as I was saying, guys, it's everything that S Group was trying to be for people. This is what it morphed into, okay? So you can see here, there's some trades there, and he's got 49 pages of trading history. This is a screenshot I shared with my sponsor. You have to, well, he didn't have to. I don't know what's going on here because he's at the same level as me. But you have to upgrade this subscription over here. So I'd have to buy this, which that's what I'm working towards next. It's just going to cost me $1,500. So when I have $1,500 available, I'm going to get that subscription there. If you get that subscription there, you can see your trade history, okay? For some people, I don't know why, but I guess there's a bug or something. It's actually showing them their trade history, even though they're on the free plan here. So that's basically the difference between the free plan and these. Obviously you're earning more. You're earning 65% to 80% of the profits there, but it costs a lot of money to do that, right? Like this is going to cost you like $9,000 as of right now. This one's going to cost you about $1,500 as of right now. You do, you know, it's a freeze, so you do get the funds back, and it's tokens that you're buying, the Traiex token. So you do get it back, and then you can just circulate it, like put it back in there. That's what I plan on doing. Like I'm doing this how I normally do things. I'm trying to use funds not out of my pocket. I'm using commissions and earnings and stuff like that. I will make my way through here. Like you guys saw me go from $100 to 4,000. We'll refresh this. Maybe it's changed a bit, but I doubt it because I just started this. Yeah. So $4,134 there. You saw me do that in like 2 weeks, basically. We're not even at 2 weeks. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks, right? So things will happen for me here. It just takes a little bit of time. But anyways, back to this here. So this is a screenshot sent from my sponsor. And you can see here, guys, that, it's the same thing there. So he obviously has a subscription, and that's what he told me was you need a subscription, which I just showed you. So getting one of these to show the trade history. And the trade history, so actually I'll just open up Traiex here, and I'll show you guys where the trade history is. So you go to here, you go to open orders, okay? And this is where you see your trade history. Obviously, you can see like I didn't upgrade that, so I can't see mine yet, but I will. I'm going to try and do that pretty soon. But maybe for the first promotional video for this presentation video, I'm just going to show screenshots of that because I really want to do this, guys, without using funds out of pocket because I'm just a big believer in like use disposable income. And if I was to go and use $1,500, it would come from my savings. And I just want to put out a good example for my team of using disposable income and not using funds you need the end of the month type thing, which my savings is not funds I need the end of the month. It's just like it's security for my family, right? And I don't want to just dive into that just to be like, oh, look, I have this kind of thing. I think that's the wrong message to put out. So, yeah, guys, like we'll go over this post here. I just want to hit this home for people that where your focus should be if you're marketing and what the heck this is compared to S Group. It's the solution to everyone's freaking questions, right? Okay, and I'm not talking about like SWCT. That'll happen in time, guys. I'm talking about the overall like big picture of this. If you're promoting or if you're using S Group, once you start using Traiex, you start to see, holy shit, like it's the answer, it's the solution to every single question that you've ever had or that anyone's had about like earnings or like what's the latest thing? The latest thing is people are upset that basically every Forex direction, the percentage has dropped. And why is that? It's dropped because the risk in the market, like we just went through inauguration. Every 4 years, people are terrified to trade during inauguration because everything is so high right now. Bitcoin's at its highest. The stock market's at its highest, like S&P 500, the Nas 100, the Nas 30, the Nas 50. Everything is freaking high right now, right? Forex, look at the US dollar compared to everything else. The US dollar, like look at a US Canadian chart. It's freaking insane. Basically what this is telling you here, what do people sit in when they trade Forex? What do they sit in? They sit in USD. They don't sit in Canadian dollar. They don't sit in the euro. They sit in USD because USD is the world currency. It's what everything is traded in, okay? So let's make this chart like this so you can actually see what's going on. It's on the daily chart, okay? Here's the last all-time low, which is in 2020, okay? And then from 2020, things went back up and blah, 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 all over the place. This is basically the COVID crash here, right? Okay, we're back down to where the COVID crash was with the CAD USD, which if you look at almost any other pair against USD, this is exactly what you see, guys. You see that USD is basically killing everything else. It's crushing it, right? This here is, right now it's in a range, okay? So I trade, guys. I'm a very profitable trader. I know what the heck I'm talking about here. So, if you're watching scam blogs and stuff out there about S Group, they don't even know what the heck is going on, right? They're just trying to get your email address, basically. Okay? We're in a range right now. Okay? What does, like any trader out there knows what the heck's going to happen here. What's going to happen here is it's going to break below here and we're going to drop down to like 0.60 something, probably 0.65 or 0.67 or something like that, breaking the low of the 2020, like the world was on fire here, basically, kind of thing like that with COVID. Like no one was even working. Like, look at this, guys. Look how bad this is, right? So when this drops down here, things in Canada become more expensive. So for instance, in your country, it's the same freaking thing, okay? I don't care where you are in the world. Okay, if the US dollar is more powerful, like grows in power compared to your currency, it means that things in your country become more expensive. Okay, so we now know and understand that why people would be afraid to trade and stuff is because the stock market is extremely high. Most of the stocks out there, the top stocks out there, guys, they've had double tops. Like they're trying to push through and break higher, or they're like, maybe they could crash because they've had a double top. A double top is where it goes, and we'll just take like this example. Okay, like say this isn't here and say this was the top, and then it goes up, comes down, and then goes up and tries to test the top again. Freaking crazy. So people do not know what's going to happen here. All the smart guys out there are calling for, the crash of 2025. It's going to be worse than how people lived in the 1930s, except we'd have technology living through that. So it'd probably be easier for the people. But, people are panicked. People are scared. And you can see it, guys, right? Like if you're not making USD, I don't want to say you're fucked, but you're pretty much fucked. If you're not earning in USD, right, or cryptocurrencies or something, like you're pretty much, especially in Canada or a country like this. Now that you understand that, and you understand that all this deals with the Forex market, why do you think your earnings have dropped in here? Okay, here's a conspiracy out there that people talk about and people say is, oh, the earnings in S4X Prime and S4X Prime Pro, they've dropped because of this opportunity, because the company wants everyone to focus on this now. Okay, they don't have to do that to get out anyone to focus on this, because this is so much better once you start to use it. You understand, it's the solution for every question that people have had about S Group. They don't need to do that. As soon as you start using it, guys, you're like, oh, okay, I understand. This is much better. I hate saying that, much better than this. Okay, it is. So that's now you can clearly see why they're using low risk in here. Okay, S4X Prime Pro, they probably have it on like medium risk. This here, they've probably dropped the risk to like, something, I don't know, low. Okay, this here is like low or something. This is like barely nothing. I know that they're not trading on as much funds because they're offering the 20% SWCT when you deposit in Prime or Prime Pro. So they're not even trading on that, which is like pretty much, I think it's half the account now, right? Because there's almost $1 billion in here, right, of SWCT. So we learned that from the last event, right? So anyways, I made this video for you guys because I really want people to understand what is going on out there. I want them to understand from like a perspective of actual like analysis and truth, and not just going to some scam blog and being like, oh, this person puts out content, it must be right because they have a voice or whatever, guys. You have to actually take the time to look into things and think about like what is actually going on in the world right now, and you'll get your answer. Okay, it's that freaking simple. Okay, so anyways, let's get into this. Let's do this, and then we're going to do some withdrawals here. I didn't plan on making this video this long. It's just, I guess that's what happened, okay? So no funds on hold, meaning that basically it's not frozen for 90 days. Everything in Forex here is frozen for 90 days. S crypto and the liquidity mining and SIPO and stuff, that's frozen for like 6 months to a year, right? So the S4X is actually, I should say Forex directions, not S4X. 90 days is not bad, but this one here, guys, is 0 days. I could put $100,000 in here today, and then I could be like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. And I could pull it all back out. I'm not saying go use borrowed money, guys. I think that's one of the stupidest things you could do. I actually think it is stupid to do that, is to use borrowed money to try and make money. Like, think of this. Imagine going to your bank and opening up a investment portfolio with a financial advisor and saying, yeah, I'm going to use my credit card to start it. They would look at you like you're crazy. So it's the same thing. Why would you go online, go to some website and be like, start using your credit card to make deposits? And I'm talking about with funds you don't have. You're using borrowed money. If you have those funds in your bank and you're paying off your credit card that day, that week, or whatever, type thing, or you're using money from your savings, you're just using your credit card because you have to, because it takes credit card payment or whatever. I'm not talking about that, guys. I'm talking about people that used borrowed money. Like, they don't have the money the end of the month to pay off their credit card, and they're thinking, I don't know what they're thinking. You're not going to have that problem in here because you can access 100% of your funds 100% of the time. Okay. But once again, I'm not saying used borrowed money. That is stupid to do. Very, very stupid to do. Okay. So, no early withdrawal fees. So these ones here, they're all kind of like similar, but I just want to hit that home for people. So we'll just go to this investment here. So you can see here, guys, there's withdrawal fees of early withdrawal. So if you withdraw within the first 12 months, you're paying a fee. You're paying 30% after the first 3 months. And then I think this is 6 months or something like that, is 20%. And then this one here, I think is 10 months or something, is 10%. And then after that, forever is 5%. Okay, which 5% is not bad. If you want to do a withdrawal of your deposit, the smartest thing to do is wait till it's 10% and then withdraw. The reason behind that is because you pay a 5% yearly maintenance fee for your account. So you're withdrawing, if you're waiting 12 months or waiting till it's 5%, you're paying 10% anyways, because that 5% withdrawal fee, the 5% maintenance fee will come before your 5% withdrawal fee. Okay, so you're paying 10% anyways, so you might as well withdraw when it hits 10% here. Okay, so and once again, guys, because you see I've withdrawn some of mine, I'm not saying withdraw yours. Okay, I'm just seeing that the focus, like, what do? Okay, I don't fund to earn. I market to fund to earn. Okay, so my marketing focus has moved to Traiex. So I no longer think about, I need to have, $500,000 was my goal. I hit it. If you guys notice, I hit my goal of $500,000 in S Group. I no longer think like that. What I think about is, what am I doing? Where should I put my focus? My focus is on the marketing. I'm marketing to fund to earn. So where do I want to have my funds? In what I market. Okay, which normally what I'm marketing is the most profitable, which makes the most amount of sense to me. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm not saying you need to do what I do, because you see I don't have $5,000 in here anymore in the prime there, because I've started to do withdrawals from it, right? Like, take out my actual deposit, right? I'm going to leave all the SWCT investments that I have in here. I think I have like 400 and something thousand in here in SWCT investments. And I'll keep them going just so it's making me more SWCT. And I'm selling my SWCT earnings, guys, for very, very cheap, because they're just earnings. It doesn't matter to me. But I'm keeping my savings that I saved over the first, what I did was I saved over the first 12 months. I invested all that savings of SWCT, and then now I sell my earnings. And that gives me like about $2,000 a month or something to work with there, like pay bills, put into my trading account. I think I put $400 from that in here last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. So like that's part of my plan, what I do. And I shared that with my team a long time ago, right? So you've got this here. So that's what that is there. And there is none of that in here. There's no, it's, as I said before, you deposit in here, you can withdraw 100% of it if you want. You could deposit, and then as soon as you make the deposit, you could do a withdrawal of what you deposited, if that's what you want to do, right? It's pretty awesome. Okay. Transparency. You see your account making funds, or if it's in a drawdown. Okay. So this is a big one. This is something that with S Group or every other system out there that they're trading for you, you're like, is this actually real? Like, all I see is profits. That's it. So in here, you're seeing your deposit amount. You're not seeing it in drawdown. You're just seeing like, that's how much I have in here, right? But if things are in drawdown, you don't have that much in there. Like, if things are in trades, guys, normally it's going to be in drawdown, then it makes profit when the market goes up, because you never get a perfect entry. It's not going to, most of the time, it's not going to be you're going to enter and then it's going to shoot up. Normally you're going to enter the market into a trade. It's going to come down a bit, and then it hit like a support level, whatever, shoot back up to your entry, and then you're at break even. Some people sell there, or some people sell there for a little profit because they get panicked or whatever. But a good trader, like our bots here, they're creating profit. It's going back up and then they're selling, okay? Type thing like that. So you see that in here, okay? I don't know. Maybe I'll refresh the page and it'll change here and you'll see that it's up or down or whatever. I don't know where it was, but I see these numbers are still the same here. And, you have things set on high risk here. Okay, we're going to get into that later because this is the solution for this. See how this drops off and stays? See how it's an average here, drops. It goes basically back to the average almost. It's a little lower, but then it drops again. Okay, that's their risk management, but you can't manage that risk. The company's managing that risk. So if you come in here and you're promoting and you're saying, oh, yeah, this app, because people ask, how much am I going to make, right? And you're saying, okay, you're going to make roughly 0.40 to 0.70% per day on average. That's what we're seeing. Like if I was promoting this, that's what I would say. And then say they come in here and then a month later, they're seeing an average of, 0.20 to 0.50 or whatever. It's totally different than what you've said, okay, back here, which there's nothing you can do about that. If you're marketing, you don't know this is going to happen. You don't know this is going to happen, right? In here, and I get into that in here somewhere, but we'll just talk about it right now. In here, you manage your own risk, right? So if you want to take high risk and you want to have high reward, meaning that like you want your chart to basically look like this, but then you'll have some days that are like that or whatever, which I haven't seen yet in Traiex, but I've only been in there. This is my day 13, right? So in Traiex, guys, the low days are probably going to be a loss, right? Because you're setting your risk level to high, okay? But you're averaging, like you basically can pick your average is what I'm saying. That's what risk is in Forex, okay? So I could go and set mine to low. I could set mine to medium. Mine's set at high just because I'm using disposable income, right? I'm using income. Like I have a savings. I have funds in my bank, all that. This income here is disposable for me, okay? That's same with my crypto holdings. It's all disposable. Same with my S group, even though I was living off my S group earnings. That was a big lesson for me to learn. It was started with disposable income. All this is created through commission basically, right? Like you see my commission over here, it's pretty much the size of my investment or a little more type thing, right? Okay. So yeah, anyways, where was I going with that? So anyways, yeah, the risk, you set your own risk. So you don't have to go and deposit into something, be promoting something and say, because people are always going to ask you, how much am I going to make with $1,000? How much am I going to make with $100? How much am I going to make with $25,000? Hey, my goal is to get $25,000. How much would I make roughly if I have $25,000? You can actually say to them, based upon the risk that they're going to set in here, this is roughly how much you would make. Personally, myself, I don't understand how much the low risk or the medium risk makes. I just understand that they basically do not have days of loss, pretty much is what I've seen. I've seen some people, I haven't had a day of loss yet. You can see all that through my YouTube channel here about Traiex. But I've seen some people post in the investors chat group where they have their bot set to high risk, where they do have a day or two of loss over like a month or something like that. And their days of loss look like their day of gain. So if they earned 0.80% or whatever, then their day of loss would be like 0.80%. Like it looks like that, right? Which makes total sense. Okay. So we'll get into this, guys. Sorry. I'm just, I don't want to say, oh, I'm so excited about this, but I am excited about this because it's just like once you start using, as I keep on saying, once you start using it, you can see it's the solution to everyone's complaints, everyone's questions. It's just, guys, I'm so happy they did this. And I'm so happy that like I decided to do it. Because if I was sitting here promoting Prime right now, I would be promoting the old iPhone scenario, right? And that would suck. And honestly, I hate to think about this, but if that's the case, I would probably break my affiliate agreement and I'd probably go out there and find something else to promote because logically, it doesn't make sense to do that. If there's something better out there, it's best to go and say, this is where the direction of the company is. This is why, and this is what you should focus on. And guys, that's why I was so like, I didn't post anything for the longest time. I kind of like stopped making marketing content for Big Idea Marketing. I stopped doing webinars and stuff like that for it, is because I was just stuck. I was like, I don't know what to do because I didn't understand the terms and conditions basically for this website here because I'm in Canada. So I'll talk about this for a little bit here, okay? My government, I see it as not a corrupt government. So yeah, if you're if your government's on that list, guys, it's basically a question of how corrupt is your government. Would they go after tens of thousands of dollars? Or are they a government that would go after billions of dollars? Like my government would go after billions of dollars. They wouldn't go after like tens of thousands of dollars. They'd go after billions of dollars. Okay. We obviously saw the Ukraine government. Ukraine's not on that list though. Ukraine government would go after hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay. So that answers that question of if you are on that list, you can promote it, but it's on you. Okay. It's if you have a problem out there with your government, it's you, right? Traiex will not do anything for you, okay? Like S Group is doing things for its members with SWCT. They're in court, they're fighting, okay? With Traiex, if you're on that list, they don't do anything for you, okay? So it's just like you're gone kind of thing like that, okay? So I wanted to kind of talk about that because people did have questions, guys, because I was like, for about a month and a half, I was like, I can't believe I can't do this. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I stopped doing the webinars for S Group because I didn't want to put out the message out there that, oh, you should do S Group because they have Traiex now and Traiex is on it. It's obviously where people want to be, guys. People can put funds in S Group because it's safe, right? We have a track record of 6 to 7 years now of profits 5 days a week. There's never been a loss. Okay. It's a safe place to like put your money basically. Okay. You don't want to put everything there, but it's a safe place to do it. This here is way more risk. You're kind of like it's like a wild cowboy type thing. Like the funds you make in here, guys, you're just, some days it's like you're making like your profits is 1%. I've had 2 days before where my profits were 1%, like my profits, not the company split or anything, my profits. And that's crazy to think about that something is making you like 1% per day. And on average, guys, in here, your profits, not the company split, just 100% your profits, it's like 60 to 70% the average in here with your high risk with Bitcoin is what I have it on. I don't know what Ethereum is doing. It's pretty freaking awesome. Okay, so let's get back to this here. And transparency. Okay, so I talked about that. You can actually see the drawdown. You can see the trades that are open and you opened and closed. You can see the shorts and longs. You can see your trade history. So there's no question of, oh, is this real? Because you can actually see your trade history. So it'd be like you going and clicking on buy and sell. Like that's it, guys. Like there's no way around. Like you can't, like if you see trade history on your own account, you can't, like you can't say to yourself, oh, but how could it be fake, right? Because you're looking at your personal trade history. Like, oh, here, I'll show you this, okay? I don't know if this will even make sense because it might not be the same day, but you can look at this, okay? So say, for instance, you had an account and your wife had an account or something, or you and your friend had an account. These trades would not be the same in your account and your friend's account, or you and your wife or whatever, or if you had two accounts, they wouldn't be the same, right? Okay, so these trades here, they're not the same. Like these are two different people. They're not the same as these trades here. They're different trades placed at different times. Okay, you can see the times right there, okay? So like your bot is doing trades for you. Your bot is not doing trades for, say, a group of people, like a pool, which that's what is happening in here is you're putting your funds into a pool and then all those funds are being traded on, okay? So it really sounds like I'm bashing S Group here, guys, but I'm not. I'm just pointing out to you that this is the solution to every complaint that what I'm seeing that I've ever had about S Group. Every single thing, guys. Like we know 100% the trading's real in here. You can actually see the trades placed in your account. You can see the drawdown. You can see the profit every single time you log in. This number here, depending on the time, like I don't, maybe from the start of the video to the end of this video, I'll just keep on doing that and you'll see like these numbers are different. There you go. It went up. Okay. So I made a little bit of profit there, just like 30, 40 cents or something like that. Right. Okay. So, but it could have went down. This could have went down $5, meaning that it's in a bit of a drawdown or whatever. Okay. Maybe I do this and this number here. No, this number is the same. But anyways, you'll see, guys, when you come in here, you're clicking buttons and stuff, you'll see that, oh, things are in a drawdown. Oh, look, I just made a bunch of profit today or whatever type thing. Okay. So I've noticed every 24 hours, my account's always made profit. So meaning I haven't had a loss yet. Right. Okay. So risk control, we talked about this, guys. That is basically the solution for this, okay? You don't have to see this. A lot of people do not like this. They think, oh, there's something wrong, something's going on, because they don't understand trading. They don't understand risk management. They think everything should just be like a Ponzi scheme, be straight across. That's not how trading works, okay? And that's why when you go, this is Traiex, that's why if you go to my channel here and you look at my videos, 0.62, 0.52, 1.28, that was actually 2 days. 1%, that's 1 day. 0.29, 0.87, 0.69, 0.80, 0.92, and this is day 3 because I kind of mixed up one, and this is day 1, day 2, and day 3, right? Mix those up. 0.48, 0.53. It's not earning you the same thing every single day. Okay. And we'll get into this because some people might be thinking, well, yeah, I saw days of like 0.48, 0.53. Oh, that's like what the Prime Pro is making. Like, you know, oh, that's the same as Prime Pro. Guys, it's not. That's 100% my profit. Prime Pro or anything in S Group here, this, what you're seeing here is you and the company. So it's this, right? It's, say, for instance, I think I'm at 70-30 right now in the Prime Pro and stuff. This is your profit and the company's profit mixed together. That's what these numbers are here. So this day, when it made 0.07%, and say, for instance, you're here, right? The company is actually taking 30% of 0.07 cents. 0.07%. The company's still taking 30%. In my daily reviews here, which I'm showing you live in my account, right? I'm showing you live how I calculate the percentage. It's 100% correct. I'm not like showing you a chart that I've written out or not showing you text that I've written out saying, oh, look at how much I made. I'm showing you live in video for the live video proof of this right here, right? These are all 100% my part of it, right? My part of the earnings. Okay. So 0.52. Yeah. You've seen days of Prime where the prices drop down and you're getting a 0.52% day, which would be a high day for us when the prices drop down, right? No, if this was in Prime Pro, this would be like because I'm at 60-40. So I'm earning 60%. The company's earning 40%. There would be another 40% on here. So it's like 0.80% or something. In Prime, that would be like a 0.80%, right? So that's another thing, guys, is you're seeing your end of the earnings, okay? The company's profit is coming out of the profits that are as they're being made, basically, okay? Your balance is your earnings, okay? So that's another powerful thing. Like, for instance, today so far, I think I've made probably $25 to $30 here, okay? So that's 100% my earnings. The company's not going to take their profits out of that after 24 hours. The profits are coming out as the trades are closed, okay? So that's pretty cool if you think about it in that way, okay? So back to here, profit percentages you see based on your actual earnings. So that's exactly what I was just talking about there, is that you actually see your profits and you're not seeing your profits with the company's profits when you're calculating things. You're only seeing your profits, okay? The only way you see the company's profits is when you come down here and you look at what level you're on. So if I was on 80-20, it means I'm earning 80%, the company's earning 20%, which is freaking amazing. So even the comp plan in here is better than the comp plan in here. And the comp plan in here, you remember me talking about it. I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. I made $500,000 in here, and it's, you know, this is freaking amazing. And I was, before the audit, I was doing like, I think I was doing like $5,000-$6,000 a week of commission. Guys, this is going to be bigger than that because of this, right? And this here, this is another thing I don't think I pointed out in any of these. But here's another thing is that, as I said before, a confused mind doesn't buy. So for instance, say for instance, you're a promoter like me. I'm going to look at something. I'm going to look at it in how much it earns, you know, how legit is it, all those kind of things. And then I'm going to want to understand the comp plan in it for promoting it, right? S Group is extremely hard to figure the comp plan out because the commission comes from a percentage of the deposited funds, but it's not a percentage of the deposited funds that your actual commission comes from. It comes from, you get it right away, but it comes from a reserve that the company has created from trading, right? Okay. So that right there, I've had a lot of people that are big promoters and stuff message me and say, hey, Drew, I see you're working with that company for a long time. Can you send me your presentation, or can you explain to me the comp plan? They don't even really care that much about the, earnings and all that kind of thing, because they're like thinking of promoting it, and they just want something that is secure and something that'll work for their people, right? They don't care if it makes like 2% per day or whatever like that. Most of those things don't even work out. So a lot of them, guys, they decided not to do it because they didn't understand this. They didn't understand that, okay, they're promoting, their people come in, they deposit $400 and the sponsor's getting a commission, say, of like $440, we'll just say, right? But then their balance is not minus $440. So they're like, well, that's a scam then, because they're not actually trading on $4,400, right? They're like, where does that commission come from? The commission comes from a reserve that the company has made through doing this. So this is the thing, guys, is that reserve is built through everyone. It's not built through just your people. It's built through the entire system. Okay. So that's not a flaw of S Group. Obviously it works and it's still working and stuff like that. But this here is better. Once again, it's better because this is coming from your people's, the company's earnings from your people, right? It's not coming from everyone in the company is building up this reserve that is paying out commissions from, like you could join me in S Group and I could get a commission from your deposit, but those funds are not coming from your deposit, right? They're coming from companies' profits that have been made off other people's deposits, right? Which is legit. It's fine. It's just this here is more legit because it's that the commission is actually coming from my referrals earnings. That's the company earnings, and I get 50% of those company earnings. Okay. So I hope that explains that. I wasn't planning on talking about that in this video. I guess this video is going to be more of a presentation video, I guess, kind of thing, right? But anyways, I guess this will be one of the presentation videos I do. I'm going to make a presentation video that's in sections and stuff. So that's how that works. And then it also works multi-levels down. Okay. So for instance, on your level 2, you can get 25% commission there, and then maybe level 3, level 4, whatever. It works like I have a screenshot of how it works here. This is from S Group, but you can see this is my level 1 here. I'm making 15%. This is S Group. And then my level 2, which is that person's referrals, this is 6%, 6%, 6%. You can see their deposit amounts over here. This one over here, he's got a much bigger team, obviously. You can only see 3 of them there, but he has a bigger team. I think that's how it works. Or maybe it's because this deposit is big. But I'm only earning, I think it's because this deposit here is big, because this one's got 160,000, right? So I'm earning that's my referral. So I'm earning 15% there. Here, I'm earning 2% off these people here. I think it's because this deposit here is big, right? Okay, so you can see it fluctuates all over the place, okay? So Traiex works the same way as that, is depending on the deposit amount, depending on how big that structure is, depending on your 15% deposit amount. There's so many factors in here that, it would take me forever to talk about that. So I don't really focus on that, guys. I just kind of focus on the member understanding that it's, yes, you get commissions multi-level deep, but it's really from your first and your second guys that's where you get kind of the biggest commissions, the 50%, and then some of them would be 25% from your second levels down. But you can see here this one. So this team here is massive, right? So this guy, he only has $82,000 invested, which is a lot, but not a lot for considering how many deposits he's had under him. So meaning that this is definitely built through commission, and he's probably withdrawing like 10 times as much as he's made, as he's deposited in here. But you can see here, I'm earning 15% off him. And then from all his people down, even the second level, I'm earning 0.5%, right? So which would be like cents in commissions, right? So so it works the same. Like that's S Group, right? It works the same in Traiex. It's just how you make the commission is different. You're getting the commission when it's made, right? You're not getting it from a reserve. You're getting that commission from when it's made, meaning that, this guy here is getting 60% in the earnings there. This is the company split, and you're getting 50% for your first line. And then it happens after that. It's multi-levels deep, but it happens like I was saying there. And then also you got to think about it this way. When this guy, when you're the sponsor and you're moving through your commission structure in this commission structure, meaning that now you're earning 65%, now you're earning 70%, and this commission structure here fluctuates as well. Like this is 10%, this one's 10% less than this one, right? Then that would also interfere with the commission amount as well. But it's still, you're earning 50%, but you know what I'm saying there, right? Like this person here would definitely have more probably in their account than this person here. Okay. But yeah, guys, there's so much factor to it that if I was to talk about it, you would be like, I don't understand. And it's just think about your first people, your first line, you're getting 50% of this, you'd get 50% of that, you get 50% of that, depending on where that person is, where you are, and where your referral is and all that kind of stuff, right? And then below that, your second line, you can get up to 25%, and then it just goes like S Group. Like, in S Group, I think I have people that are like 15 levels below me that I'm getting a commission off, but it's like barely anything, right? Okay, so that's pretty cool. We'll shoot on over here. Actually, I have to go to the washroom really bad, guys. I got to take a pee, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back from my washroom break. Okay, so we'll get going here. Back to this guy here. I got to get back in my flow here after my washroom break. It's good for small investors or large investors. So I should say it's good for an investor of any size. Okay, so in S Group, we all know if you put $100 in here, which is the minimum deposit is $100, it's pretty much going to just throw your earnings balance up here, and you won't be able to reinvest it until it hits $105 again. Right? Which is a problem if people do not, if we're talking, okay, for instance, I've got a guy on my team that is from Madagascar, and I know if I was to, I don't even know what currency Madagascar uses, but I know if I was to find the Madagascar currency against the USD, they could probably live off like 200 USD a month, right? Like they could probably buy groceries and pay a mortgage and maybe even have a car and stuff like that for $200 a month. So for them to go and invest $100 USD, right, SWCT or SGCT, like that's a big deal, right? For them to go and have $100 and get it in here, and then, them having $100 in here, and then every time that balance reaches 105, that's their next investment, which would take like a year or something. And if you're an S4X doing that would take you like 5 years to do, right? So with this here, Traiex, guys, this is a huge thing, is that the small investor, okay, and the minimum deposit you can do in here, how you should think of it. I know it's $100, the same thing as S Group, but you purchase a $500 bot as well. So the minimum deposit here when you're promoting this is $600 because they need a $500 trading bot. If they don't buy the bot, nothing's going to happen for them, right? They need a $500 trading bot. That's a recurring yearly payment of $500. It's a subscription. So you're not buying the bot and then you have the bot forever. You're buying the bot. It's a yearly subscription. Guys, if they sold you the bot as a one-time payment, this would be probably like $10,000 or, probably more than that because it actually works, right? Most of these trading bots that you buy out there that are with exchanges or that are, like most exchanges have trading bots, guys, they don't actually work. They put your account into huge drawdown and you end up like closing out your own trades. But the case for this, guys, is it's not that, like, you're not purchasing the product and then that's it, you own the product. You're purchasing the product and paying a yearly subscription for it, meaning that the company you're buying the product from, Traiex, they're going to do their best to make that product the best so you buy it the next year, okay? Which in promotion, that's exactly what you want. You want to work with a company that has a subscription, meaning that they want it to be the best it can be, okay? So that's why, because I know some people will be like, oh, why can't we just pay $500 once and then it's our bot kind of thing, is because if you did that, then you don't have the security that the company is going to want to do its best for you. Okay. So that answers that question there. Okay. Which is not in here. It's just, I thought I would talk about that because I think it's a good thing to talk about. Okay. So yeah, small investors, guys, this balance here, it just compounds off itself. Okay. So for instance, when I had my $100 in here, that day it made 1%. Believe it or not, that day, or no, not 1%, 93%. I think it was. Let's just go to my channel. Day number 1. See, this is a good thing about documenting. Yeah, 92%. So it made about $1 because I think I had $103 in there, and I think the profit was like 99 cents or $1 or something like that, right? So it made 92% for me. So it actually made like 140 or 150% in reality, right? Because that was just my profit was the 0.92%. So that dollar or like 89 cents or whatever it made, it was in this balance here. Okay. Meaning that, okay, you guys understand what I'm saying here, right? If you have a small deposit, your balance is not just going to build up there until you can make a new deposit of the minimum balance of the minimum deposit, right? Your balance, even if you make 10 cents, on your $100 that day or whatever it is, that 10 cents is working for you the next, as soon as you make it, basically the next trades it goes in. So that's a huge thing for small investors, is they could actually purchase the $500 trading bot, start with $100 and compound off $100. Okay. So here's something else that I'll talk about, which is a negative, is that think of this. If you're buying a $500 trading bot and you're having to pay a recurring yearly subscription of $500 for that trading bot, are you going to make $500 off your $100 deposit? Okay. You might make $500 over the year. That'd be a 5X. That would be like really you're on high risk and you're really pushing it, making 1% a day or something like that, which is unlikely. But you have to think about this, guys. And this sucks to say, is that you probably can't do that because, you're either going to pay $500 and then maybe you make, maybe you make $400 that year. So then you're using what you've made, if you're not withdrawing anything, you're using what you've made and then probably $100 or whatever out of pocket to buy your next year's subscription. So $100 cannot be the goal. $100 is, hey, I'm going to test this out. Okay. And I said that in my video when it's on my YouTube channel here. Sorry, this video is so long, guys. I just really want to go over this so people understand all this stuff. I think it was this one here, the funnel video number 1. These are going to be the funnel videos for the sales funnel. So my team will have a sales funnel, guys, that they can use to promote Traiex. And it's not $97 a month. It's going to be $5 a month, guys, because I'm working with a programmer to build out the funnel for us. And then basically you're just paying him to set it up for him, for you. And it's $5 a month because he needs to pay for hosting and all that kind of stuff. And he's also a Traiex member. He's got an account in here. I noticed the programmer. So that's pretty cool. And he joined me. So that's even cooler. So you basically, when you're going in here, you have to think about that you're going to be paying that subscription per year if you're a small investor, meaning that your $100 you put in here, you want to probably set a goal of getting your account ahead by $100 at least every 3 months. Okay. So, if your account is not at $200 after 3 months, then put funds out of pocket or talk to your sponsor or something about getting your account to $200. Okay, user friendly. Okay, so this is a big thing for me, is that this is not user friendly anymore. Okay, when I first joined S Group, guys, and I'm not making this as a S Group hit piece. Okay, it's just user friendly. Okay, you know what? Let's go through the process here of how to create your account. You'll see how freaking user friendly it is. Okay, between the two. Okay, so first thing you would do, you come over. You've clicked someone's link here. Actually, you know what? We'll just do this. We'll go to the latest video I did. So today is under any video description, guys, there's this link on my channel. Okay. So this, as of right now, this is what I have set up because I'm working with the programmer and we're going to set up an actual like sales funnel with videos, and it'll lead to our Big Idea Marketing Facebook group and all that kind of stuff, right? It'll have a course with it about marketing that you get for free, all this kind of stuff, like big plans, guys. Like my Traiex plan to promote Traiex, that's what I've been thinking about for like ever since Vadim mentioned Traiex. So this has been in the working for a long time. This little page I have here is just, it's basically like these are screenshots from the website, and it's pretty much I've thrown this together here, but it works. It's fine, right? Okay. So this is the process they go through when they join Traiex. They create their account. Okay. So normally when they would click that button, right? They click this link here. It's going to take them to the sign up page. They're making $100,000. They're making a deposit into their account. Okay. So they're using S Wallet. They're using anything. They don't have to use S Wallet. They can use any other crypto wallet out there. Okay. With S Group, you have to use S Wallet. So that's one thing there that, some people might steer them away from S Group is there's S Group, there's S Wallet, there's S Trade, and also for many people, there's CPADX. So 4 websites they have to use just to be an S Group member, okay? With this, we've only had 2 so far. Your crypto wallet, which can be anything, and the Traiex website, okay? And that's all there is. There's 2, okay? With S Group, there's twice as much that you basically have to use if you're going to be a member and do their investment directions and stuff, okay? So yeah, you've got the 2 websites. The next thing you do here, you're coming down, it's in step 4. So all this stuff is just, the process you go through, like that's depositing into the wallet. And this is step number 4. So this is them creating their Traiex account, which I'm already logged into mine. So I think this just goes to the login page. Yeah. So they, if they're coming through a referral link, this is what they get. They just put in their email address. They log into their account. There's the referral code, okay, if it asks you for a referral code. So that's how that works. This is something I'll say here, guys, is you're supposed to join the person that you joined in S Group. So if you use the same email address, like for instance, if you click this button here and pop in the same email address as your S Group account, even though you clicked a referral link, you'll be joining your S Group sponsor. The funnel that we're making with the programmer will be it'll have your referral code in it. It'll have your referral link in it. It's going to be freaking awesome, right? Okay. Everything's going to be linked up to you. Okay. So that's pretty cool there. Here's something else I'll say is that if you're coming over to Traiex and you're thinking, oh, I do actually want to change my sponsor. I just had a really shitty time with my S Group sponsor, but you have a team. I don't recommend you change sponsors, okay? I recommend you just stick with that sponsor, even maybe they're not even doing Traiex. Like that's another thing too is like maybe you have such a crappy sponsor that they're not even doing Traiex. They're like out there, you see them promoting some, MLM or something or whatever, company's profit, all that kind of stuff, guys. It would go to the person above that person, okay? So maybe someone you don't even know, okay? So that's kind of messed up, isn't it? It's kind of crazy, but if you have a team, that's something you need to think about, is that if you go and create a new account under a new sponsor, then your team is not coming over with you. You'd have to personally message your team, tell them what you did, and then move over your team. I'll show you this right now because I disagree with it, guys. I think it's wrong. So this email here where right there, okay? Where it's just like, hey, go join through this link, which is your sponsor. You're joining your sponsor's team. And for the people that I was describing there, that they shouldn't be in that situation where they're joining a company that they're not going to know anything about. They're not going to get proper support if their sponsor, like maybe I click this button and my sponsor's not even a Traiex member. And I don't know the 15% person above me. And throughout this entire time of S Group, I haven't got proper support. I'm putting myself in the same situation as before, where I'm like a chicken with the head cut off, right? Hopeless, right? Oh, all hope is lost. I don't know what to do, right? Oh, I'm going to go follow Drew Burton's channel on YouTube and pretend he's my sponsor. Guys, that should not be the case, okay? So make educated decisions. If you have 5 people under you in S Group and they're active and you talk to them and you're trying to be a good sponsor to them, but the people above you, you don't even know who they are, and your sponsor's like gone somewhere, I don't know. Make an educated decision, okay? But if your structure is good, then that's the easy, like that's what I did. I just came in here, used my S group email address, created my account, and everything went over, and that's why it looks like this. Okay, it looks crazy, but that's why it looks like this. This is what I was talking about before, was there's no way to search people in here. Okay, my sponsor told me they're going to add something. Okay, so far that's all you can do till they become active. When they become active, you can see their username. So these are 3 people here that have joined just through my Traiex promotion. That's why they're right here at the top. So yeah, that's one of my pet peeves there for Traiex, is just that how they brought them in through S group, which makes sense, you know, to keep the team structure intact there. But there's so many people, guys, in S group. Over 50% of the people, I did a survey on this, a poll, 53 or 58 or something like that % of people said they do not get proper support from their sponsor. So over half the people that are creating their Traiex accounts, if we're basing off those numbers, they're creating their Traiex account. Their sponsor might not even have a Traiex account, and they're not going to get support. They're going to, it's the same situation as S group, where they're just going to follow my channel, watch my videos, and be like, oh, okay, this is how I'm going to get support. It's just from some random guy on YouTube kind of thing, right? Which is not right. Like, that's not right to do, guys. Like, you got to be in a proper structure, and you got to have proper team support. Balance transfers anytime. We talked about that. I totally got lost. User friendly, simple. Okay, so we talked about this here, so I'm not going to talk about it because I talked about it down here as well. But that's when I showed this screenshot here. Okay, so we talked about that, like the comp plan and stuff, and that it's pretty much very, very similar to S group. So confusing, very confusing. Okay, and I think we're almost done here. So, okay, so this one here, an affordable subscription plan creates more profitable sharing opportunities with the company, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we talked about this a little bit here, but I want to go into more detail here, because if we go back to investments and you guys look at this, you'll see, man, something looks very similar here, but it's not similar. Okay, so you look at this here. You got 50-50, you got 85-15, all Forex directions look like that. Okay, every direction in S group has something similar to this. There's always some kind of thing where you can earn more if you pay more or something like that, right? So this here, for me to get to the highest earnings, I'm paying $50,000 to get to there, or I'm slowly working my way up and building my way up to $50,000. Okay. Traiex has something that's the same as that. Oh, we get to update this again, refresh things, and a little bit more. I think I made $1. So far in this video, I made like $2 and something. That's pretty cool. Okay. So you can see here that these are different subscription plans, and they're basically the same as this. Okay. You're earning more. Okay. Here you're earning 50% of the profit. Here you're earning 85% of the profit. Here you're earning 60%. So you start off at 60%. That's where I am. And then you can work your way up to 80% profits. Okay. How you do this is by purchasing what they're calling a income distribution. So it's basically an income subscription. Okay. Is like how I like to call it, income subscription. It's all explained into here, and I'm not going to click OK on that just in case it disappears forever. But this is how it works. So you'd buy 1,000 tokens, and these are the company's tokens. So by people buying this makes the value of the token go up. Okay. So right now, the token value is probably the highest it'll ever be right now. Okay. I mean, like over the next couple months. Okay. It might go higher than it is today, but right now, if you know anything about cryptocurrencies, normally when the crypto first starts, within those first months, that's the highest it'll go, and then it'll come back down. And then if it's a good crypto, it'll work its way back up to its previous high and then possibly pass it or whatever, but over years, right? So if we go and we look at this, because many people right now, they're like, and there's a couple of guys in my group that just do not understand this. They're like, oh my God, it's so high. That's no good. They're like, that means they just don't understand cryptocurrencies, right? So if we look at this, we go to trade. and you come over here and you scroll down, you go to Traiex. This is their token. Look at today, it's gone up 16.47%. Okay. So this means like this is a 6-hour chart. We go to a 1-day chart. You can see here, it just like boom, boom, skyrocketing. Okay. So it'll have another thing down there. It's not going to go straight up forever. It'll probably come back down and find an average percentage. Normally, an average percentage in cryptocurrency when they first take off, the average is found in the middle. So it'll probably go back down to around $1. This here are the tokens for this here. Okay. So right now, if I was to buy this, this would cost me, which I'm going to explain all this because a lot of people are like, oh, it's so much. It's so much. It's not $50,000 is what I'm saying here, okay? Because for you to get to 85.15 in S Group, you're spending $50,000, okay? So this here, okay? So if you go that times 1.7, I think it was 1.74 right now. So that would cost $1,740, so almost $2,000 for you to get to this level here as of right now, okay? So that's a lot of money just to get to this level here. Here's another thing, which this is another thing I do not like about Traiex. I think there's 2 things so far I've said I just don't like about it. Yeah, so this is what I don't like about it, guys, is that if we open up Traiex through the website here, you go to orders, open orders, okay? This is going to show your trades that you're in right now. This is going to show your trade history, okay? What I've been told is that you need to buy the subscription to see that. Okay, obviously I need to buy the subscription to see it, but in my group here, I have this one, news and updates. Yeah, right here. So I do have this guy here, Stefan. He said, I can see mine. I'm at 60/40 sub, okay, meaning that he hasn't subscribed to it. So he can see it. So I don't, maybe that's a bug in the system where some people can see it, some people can't. But I was told by my sponsor that you need to buy a subscription to see the data here. Okay, which seeing the data here is part of the piece of the puzzle that confirms with you this is real. Because if you can see your trades are open, you can see what trades are closed and stuff, then you can compare that to the profits you've made, right? But it's not going to be 100% accurate or whatever, because the profits you've made, depending on what level you're at, like if you're at 60/40, then the 40% would also be coming out of that profits there as well, right? But you could see, oh, I had a good day today, and you could see you've made more money than normal or whatever type thing, okay? So that's one of my, I'll say, pet peeves about Traiex, is that just at the basic level, they're not showing you the trades, okay? You actually have to buy a subscription to see the trades. But for a marketing point of view, when people come and join me, and they're following my content on YouTube or whatever, or if they have that question, I can just say, yeah, you have to buy a subscription to see the trading data or trade history. But I document all that on my YouTube channel. Go check out my YouTube channel. Like, I can just say that. But yeah, guys, I think that they should show the trade history and your open and closed trades and stuff like that, even at any level. Like, I just think that's the right thing to do, but obviously they don't do that, okay? So let's get going here. We'll go do this. So this is probably the biggest one for most people, and this should be number one, is this deals with crypto, okay? Crypto. This deals with Forex, okay? Crypto market is open 7 days a week. The Forex market is open 5 days a week. So we're earning much more here, and we're earning for 2 more days a week. If you're earning, say, on average 0.70% per day, like, look at this, okay? So for instance, we'll just say that these both earn the same. Let's just pretend. They obviously don't. Like, this one earns way more, but let's just pretend they earn the same amount. 0.70%. I earned 0.70% over 5 days. How much did I make? Okay. What to calculate? No, in percentage. In percent. Okay. See, maybe you're not the smartest guy in the world, but with ChatGPT, normally, oh no, it didn't do it for me. Okay, what is 0.70 times 5? Eventually you'll figure it out. Okay, so 3.5. Okay, so 3.5%. So 3.5% in Prime Pro would be like, that's a damn good week, right? In Traiex, that's like, that's a normal kind of week, or maybe even a little bit on the low side, and that's 100% your profit. If you earned 3.5% in Prime or Prime Pro, it depends on the level you're at, right? Referring back to this here, right? So if you're only at 50%, you earned 3.5, like you're actually earning half of 3.5, right? Okay, so there's a big difference. So that's the first big difference there. The second big difference is it's actually this. Okay, so if you earned, so 0.70 times 7, this would be Traiex. Like, look how much more this is. 4.9%, guys. Okay, 3.5%, 4.9%. And then if you keep on going with this, like it's insane. Okay, times 12, that would be that's a week. So times 4 would be a month. Okay, I'm not saying this is how much you're going to make in percentage wise. I'm just giving you the math, comparing the two, so you guys can understand this, okay? So that's 19.6. Okay, so if we take this number here, and then we go, 3.5, 4.9. So this number here times, so the same thing, this times 4. Okay, so this, for instance, would be S group prime or something like that, right? We're just goofing around here, okay? Okay, so 14. So you see the difference here. This is in a month. So almost 20%, 14% and 20%. That's like a 5% difference, which is basically a week of earnings. Okay, if you do this over a year, the difference is like you can't even compare the two. Okay, so when someone says to you, "Oh, but Traiex, the earnings." Like, I had a guy in my group, in my S group team group, that didn't understand anything about Traiex, and then he goes and I'm like, "Okay, guys, I'm going to focus on Traiex," and I said it earns more than Prime or Prime Pro, and he said, "No, it earns the same," but he wasn't a member. He's in my Traiex group now, obviously, because he figured things out. But he said they earn the same. And I just said, no, they actually don't. And then he was trying to argue with me. And I was like, but they don't. This is how you can look into things, okay? It earns 2 days more a week, even if the earnings were, say, the same, which they're definitely not. Traiex earns much more. Even if they were the same, it would earn over a year or a month or a week. It earned way more, okay? So if we look at this now and we take, what was the monthly here? This is the monthly for Traiex, okay? And once again, I'm not saying this is your monthly percentage for Traiex. I'm just saying, for example, we're taking average here of 0.70%, which is a fair average for Traiex, right? It's not a fair average for Prime or Prime Pro, okay? Prime or Prime Pro right now is earning much less than that, okay? So this times 12, okay? And this is not considering compounding or anything like that. But this here, guys, look at this. Okay, that's an average of 0.70 per day, which is a fair average for Traiex on settings of high risk and with the trading pair BTC, guys, is 235.2% gain. That's simple interest, meaning we're not compounding anything, okay? 235% gain in 12 months, okay? So let's take the same results here with the prime of that you're earning 0.70%, and that 0.70% is your share of the earnings. Like, it's not this here, which wouldn't happen. You're not going to make 0.70% in Prime or Prime Pro. You might have one day here and there of that. I'm talking about your earnings, not you and the company split together. Like, so not this chart here. okay? Like you earned 0.70% because that's how Traiex works. It's based upon your earnings, okay? Not you and the company. You don't see the company split. You don't see these funds here, guys. You only see these funds, okay? So that's what you need to understand. Okay, so back to here, we take this, okay? So this number here would probably be around 9% or 7% right now in reality, okay? But I'm just doing this to compare with Traiex to show you that those 2 extra days of earnings, if you want to say they earn the same, which they don't, those 2 days of extra earnings are huge. They're massive, okay, over a year. We're talking like, double digits here kind of thing, difference, okay? So this times 12, okay, you can see I'm doing all the math here in front of you. I'm not like faking anything. Look at this, guys. Look at the difference. Here, actually, we'll just go, because I suck at math. We'll just, some people are laughing. They're like, oh my God, he doesn't know this stuff. But we'll just do this here, and you'll see this. This is how much less, if they both earn the exact same, except it's Traiex is earning 2 days more a week, because it does, 67%. 67%, guys. Think of things like traditional investing per year. You're earning maybe 7 to 14% a year would be amazing, right? Most people, it's like 7% or something on their traditional investment. Just the difference in these two things, if they were to earn the exact same, which they don't, okay, it would be 67% in a year. Okay, so I wanted to explain that to you guys because that is like, I had a guy in my team say it like, oh, they earn the same or whatever. No, they don't in any way. Okay, and that's why I'm saying, okay, for earnings, this thing's better. For all the things that people have ever complained about in here, like, oh, my earnings have dropped. Why? Like that, you hear that multiple times per year, per year, right? Here, people are wondering, oh, what's going on? Everything sucks, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then back to normal. Okay, things are cool. Drops again. Oh, what's going on? Oh, drops again. Oh, what's going on? And then we're down here right now, and people are freaking out. You can look at the dates, right? Like it's all Forex holiday, the inauguration. Like there's always a reason why, okay, for all this kind of stuff. Okay, so yeah. I think that's it for this video, guys. I know it was freaking long. I don't even know how long I've been doing it right now, but the only thing I have left here is the marketing, which I've already talked about. I didn't go into great detail, which we'll just go over really, really quick about this stuff here. I don't really want to make this video about the marketing end of things just because that's a whole other like can of worms that people would get into. But you can click this and then you can go through all these pages here. Some of it is pretty hard to understand. If you do have questions about it, you can contact the sponsor above that you're joining in Traiex. If you're on my team, you can just come into our team group. You can ask, like we have a support chat right here. Just ask questions. You can see people are chatting in here. Okay. And, we'll help you out with this. But the comp plan here is freaking crazy, guys. It's like, I think it's unbelievable. Like it doesn't, I look at this and I'm like, I don't know what $1 million looks like. I've never touched $1 million. I've made millions of dollars, but I've never actually touched it. But this it's just insane. Like you start off at 10%, which is like, when you think of a 10% commission on a sale, that's pretty damn good. It's not amazing, but it's good. And then it goes to 14%, and then 18%, and then 21%. Like it's crazy. It's nuts. Like honestly, I've been working at S Group we'll go to careers here, for about just over 4.5 years I've been with S Group, right? Okay. I'm at a 15% commission. I'm pretty much almost halfway there. I've got another $500,000 in sales, which I don't know if I'll make this next commission level here, guys, just because I've publicly said, especially in this video, like I'm moving my focus to Traiex. I think that the majority of people that follow my content and stuff, they're going to be like, okay, well, I'll just do what Drew does. And I'm going to basically start pulling out of S Group and moving over to Traiex, guys. I don't recommend you do that. I recommend you diversify your portfolio, keep some funds in S Group, and then some funds in Traiex. Like I'm keeping all my SWCT investments in Traiex or in S Group. I won't withdraw them. My prime investment, I'm moving over to Traiex. Okay? Like I'm doing that. Okay? And I'm not saying I recommend you do that. I'm just saying that's what I'm doing. But you can see here, guys, in about 5 years, 4.5 years, it took me 4.5 to 5 years to get to 15%. In Traiex, like I'm at 14% right now. I've only got 8 people under me. Okay. So I'm at 14%. So, but this is the commission of the bot. Okay. So it's a little bit different, but the commission structure here it's insane because your commission structure is double and your bonuses are double. Your first bonus here is $2,000. Your first bonus in S Group is $1,000. Everything is double, guys. Look it, that's $1,000. This one in Traiex is $4,000. This one in Traiex is $10,000. This one is $40,000. This one's $100,000. And then there's no 15%, but that in Traiex that would be so I would be here. So yeah, it's everything is double because my next bonus in S Group, which sadly I don't think I'll hit anymore, or it might. I don't know. Like when liquidity happens, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if everyone's going to just be like, oh, we're just doing Traiex and they're not even going to deposit into S Group. So I might not get that $500,000 bonus. It's totally fine with me if I don't. I'm focusing on this now. And, but look at this, guys. My next bonus, if this was S Group, would be $1 million. So I would actually be at like 16%. But, you know, I would be at 30% bonuses now. Sorry, not bonuses, commissions, if this was the structure in S Group, right? It's twice as much as what I'm saying. It's crazy. It's freaking, like there's a $20 million bonus here. So this here, I would say is another of my pet peeves because from a promotional standpoint of view, anything over $1 million bonus doesn't feel real when you're looking at a business opportunity. Like to make, oh, you can make a $20 million bonus here because they don't think about you're doing $1 billion of sales. And what is a billion? What is 20,000 or what is 20 million compared to $1 billion? 20 million is a huge number, but compared to $1 billion. But yeah, I have a better time just learning through like actually funding, seeing how things work, seeing myself build a team, and just seeing like, oh, okay, I got a commission up here. Okay, I click withdrawal. Okay, it sends it to my spot balance. Oh, okay, I go here, I click on like update, and I can see there's my commission there. So I made a $70 commission yesterday. I clicked on withdrawal, goes to your spot balance, which your spot balance is what you trade on. If you're going to go to trade, there'd be $70 in here, right? Okay, so if I just went like that, it's using that balance right there. That's my spot balance, right? So your spot balance is what you're funding your bot with, okay? So yeah, anyways, that's it from me, guys. I think I've went over like every single thing. This video is probably extremely long, but I really wanted just to make a long, I don't care if it's 2 hours long, just a long video explaining everything. So then, you know, when all those little questions you have, which maybe is like kind of stopping you and you're like thinking like, okay, why are all the top leaders promoting Traiex now? I never see them talking about S Group. In a way, if I was to go out there and sell, and I was talking about this at the start, or not the start, maybe like 10 or 20 minutes into this video, is that I kind of had a complex with myself, as in I stopped doing webinars for Big Idea Marketing because they were about what we're working on, the funnels for Prime and stuff like that, because I was like, I'm not going to promote this. Right? I was almost going to break the marketing contract and look for something else to promote until I figured out I could promote Traiex, right? Because I was like, I can't go out there and I can't sit there with a straight face and tell people, oh, this is great, when there's something better out there. I really think that people need to understand what's going on here, guys. And, yeah, that's it. Okay. See ya. Bye-bye.